Hi, how are you guys? It has been quite the day around here. And of course, the dog thinks that he needs to protect us all. Oh my goodness gracious, Orion. Why don't you come here? Everybody wants to see you. Usually. Probably not today. Hi, Susan. How are you? Your notifications are working, aren't they? Cheers, y'all. Or shall we say Xenu Marlene? Mm. How was your day, Susan? I had quite a day. I have a class this morning that I taught, and that went relatively well. It was unfortunate we were missing. Hey, Dawn, how are you? The notifications work today? Good. I'm glad you've had a good day, Susan. How's your day been, Dawn? Sorry about the dog barking, y'all. He hasn't been making a noise. I'm so glad you're feeling better, Dawn. I really am. Yeah, he's been perfectly silent for the last 3 hours. Orion. No headache, and you got a notification. 2 wins. It says there's only one of you in the chat. The YouTubes lie to me. I'm sure there's 2 of you in the chat. So I had a class I taught this morning, and that went really well. And then hubby needed a ride to the mechanic, so I did that. I have 3 likes. How did I manage that? There's 1 in the chat. There's 1 watching. I've got 3 likes, and there's only 2 of you here. That's hilarious. That's fabulous, you guys. I was going to go earlier, but Poe on the Go was live, and everybody else was live, so I just decided this time would be better. Hubby came home and he made dinner, and we had some nice sausage sandwiches with some sharp white cheddar and focaccia and a little bit of mustard and some sliced onion. They were really, really good. So that was dinner. And I had a good chat with my youngest, who was helping me with some drama in my life that I needed to figure out how to handle, and she gave me some really good advice, and I think it's all resolved now, so that's great. Yeah, everything's good. Class was good. I had a meeting with my professor about doing my paper for the quarter on something related to Scientology, and she was really enthusiastic about it. So that was good. Now I just need to figure out what part of Scientology or YouTubing or what exactly I'm going to do the sociolinguistic paper about. I have to find a research area and a research question. And I have no idea what that might be. None. That is not my specialty. Still says there was only one of you here. Rhubarb Cosmopolitan, guys. Isn't that a beautiful shade of pink? Can you see it? It's not clear, it's pink. It's just lovely. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm just, Orion, enough. There's really nothing going on, Bubba. You can cool your jets. You're here on 2 devices even. Oh, guys, I am like, can you see it? I'm like 5 subscribers away from 900 subscribers. And I just hit 2,250 watch hours. So I only need 750 more watch hours. Maya, it's so good to see you, dear. It's been so long. How are things going? Good early morning to you. It is just looking like a nice wind down to bed. I've got a Rhubarb Cosmopolitan that was apparently in the refrigerator that I didn't know about. Dawn, you're so sweet. Yeah, I've already got the 500 subscribers, so I just need 750 more watch hours. But it'll come. It'll come. I stream almost every day. I'm not too worried about it. It will get there. Poor, who is it? The young man who comes in here and was so upset, Susan, that he's been around. He hadn't been in for quite some time, and all of a sudden I'd gone from 600 to almost 900 subscribers, and he was like, but he'd been on YouTube for 5 months more. It was very, I felt so bad for the young man. I felt really bad. You guys as a community are so amazing and so supportive. Maya, what's going on in your life? Did you have a good sleep? So what happened on the YouTubes today? All I know is about last night. I've seen the caution tape around the boobies. Things are okay. You crashed your ribs a couple of weeks ago, so life has been slow. How did you crash your ribs, Maya? I have heard that ribs are the most painful thing ever, so I am so very sorry about it. I hope that you're healing up quickly. I hope that you're healing up quickly. So I saw the pictures of Nancy, I think with the caution tape wrapped around her boobies, which was hilarious. The dog woke you up at 3:30 a.m.? Well, thank you to the dog for bringing you here. I'm sorry the dog woke you up, Maya. I'm really sorry. Cheers to the dog, Xenu Marlene. Hey, Susie, how are you doing? It's late on your end of the universe. What are you doing up still? Xenu Marlene, y'all. I will pull out the 420 here after I finish the alcohol. But as slow as I'm sipping that, I may be... Yeah, it's so painful, Dawn. You never sleep, Susie? I am sorry. I am sorry. I hope that's a choice and not a condition, because I know how awful it is to not sleep. I love to sleep, so not being able to sleep is like my kryptonite, and it's happened to me a few times, and I really, really, really loathe it. So there were several things I brought up talking to my professor that she liked. She liked talking about the gap, the difference between when I say a thing until the moment you guys hear it, and then by the time I get the chat back is several second lag. And so I said that might be interesting to analyze the several second lag. So that's one thing that it's not Scientology related, it's just creator related. So that could be fun to do. And I've got to look at a bunch of Scientology content and just see if anything hops out at me. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. You had a stepping on your shoe laissez moment, so your body continued to move forward without my feet and you crashed. Oh, Maya, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. Trazodone is bae. Maybe I need to get my doctor to prescribe me trazodone for sleeping, although I don't think he would anymore. My sleep has gotten much better, but he tried sleeping pills. I tried sleeping pills a couple of times, and I loathe sleeping pills. I loathe slow sleeping pills. Every one I've tried leaves me groggy and exhausted in the morning. Hey, Red, how are you? So if trazodone doesn't do that, Dawn, it sounds like it's worth trying, but really, pot edibles do the job. Shoelaces, not your shoelace. That makes much more sense. But I was like, a shoelace moment. You had a shoe free moment. I thought you meant like a easy moment, but shoelaces makes much more sense, Maya. Oh, Red. Traz keeps you nightmares? That's awful. That's awful. I was just saying, I have not found a sleeping med that works for me, so pot is my drug of choice. Exactly, Dawn. Exactly. So, how did everybody's day go? What happened in Scientology land? I saw Poe on the Go was live talking about how to deal with the cops. Probably really necessary after all of this boob tech hysteria. Oh my God. Some meds don't work for others. Yeah, I can't take Wellbutrin because the only way they'll give me Wellbutrin is as a generic, and something in the generic gives me anaphylactic shock. But my health insurance company doesn't think that's significant enough to give me the name brand, so they only give me the generic, which gives me anaphylactic shock. So luckily, there is a new form of Wellbutrin that's supposed to work better, that is not generic, that I can take and not get anaphylactic shock. It means like, now I'm going to have to look it up, Maya. Now I'm going to have to look it up. It just means let. So my assumptions made no sense either, Maya. Shoelaces make much more sense. Thank you for clarifying. Remeron works for you for a sleep aid. Interesting. I will have to write that down. Red. Although I think I am destined to continue to just use regular old OT 420. Remeron. ERON. What all did you guys watch today? What happened in SPTV land? Come Come on, you guys. What'd you do? You paid zero attention to Scientology today and feel mentally healthy. Mentally healthier today. Normalize stepping back a bit for your brain. Yes, Dawn. Absolutely. I take some days off, and that's part of the reason I just have study streams on some days, because I can't do it every day. It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, Susie, I saw that her channel was down. I also saw that yeah, like Dawn says, she'll be back, but she needs a break. I also saw Sunrise Dawn said that I got the impression that Sunrise Dawn had talked to Liz and that everything was fine. She was just taking a break. You did watch Reese and Tommy live and it lifted your spirits? Good. They are hilarious together. They are hilarious together. I missed it. It was during class, I think, or right after class, and I was trying to support Brain Fog in San Francisco. The kiddo is on Remeron and it's working well for her. Good. Good. Everybody should get the medications they need. Everybody should absolutely get the medications they need. And yeah, Liz will be back. I have no doubt of it. Her brain fog, I think, is doing really, really well. I didn't get to watch her whole stream, but I listened to it, and it sounded like she was doing fine. She did a full stream. She's got a bunch of moderators now, so that's good. It was good to see her downtown again. I'm really glad that she's continuing to go out. I'm glad that she and DOA got things worked out. I'm really proud of this community putting the pedal to the metal, really stepping up and demonstrating what it means to work through difference and conflict and come out the other side. I think it's really, really powerful. And every time I see it, I'm just really I'm just really more excited about doing work in this community. It makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference. I didn't see much else today. I took a little bit of a break too. I watched exactly, Dawn. We can't let differences and miscommunications distract us from the common cause. Yes. I had a situation today where I was pretty certain that the way I took it was not the way it was intended, but it still hurt. And so I took the time to talk to the person privately and let them know it had hurt, and rather than continue to be upset or hurt, even though I know it wasn't meant the way I took it, it still hurt. And so just having that little moment to say, that hurt. I wish you wouldn't have done that, makes a huge amount of difference, a really huge amount of difference. So I'm just so proud of this community for continuing. Mercury is no longer retrograde. Communication should be a little easier. That would be awfully nice for communication to be easier, Dawn. It would be quite lovely. I'm not going to hold my breath because I think there are people out there that kind of turn this a little bit into high school drama. Which is tiresome. You didn't watch anything other than Reese, Red? Good for you taking a break, girl. It was a quiet day, though. It seemed like it was relatively. Cheers, y'all. It seemed like it was relatively quiet. Compared to last week, it seemed like there was stuff going on. Thursday and Friday, it seemed like it was insane. So much going on. How was Reese, Red? Is she having an amazingly wonderful time in Arizona with Tommy? I hope that she is living it up. I was so sorry I missed her today. Yeah, it did seem quiet, didn't it, Susie? You watched MD Media, Susan? I watched him for a little while this morning, but then he disappeared. Did he come back up? I think it was a quiet day, which is good. We need to breathe occasionally. There weren't even very many protesters out today. It was there wasn't much going on. I don't remember what I was watching today. I think it was a movie review where the YouTuber said that selfishness is the root of all evil. And I think that applies to communication as much as money. I tend to agree, Dawn. I tend to agree. Selfishness is the root of all evil. And I think that's really interesting. Jay made it to LA. That's great. That's great. Oh, Red, my goodness gracious. We'll get there. Reese has the scoots. Oh, no. Oh, no. How's she doing? Poor Reese. That's got to be horrible for her. Jacob Harkey was at USC. How did that go? I was on campus today. There was a protest on our campus today. It was really big. I went down. The reason I wasn't down at the org earlier today is because rather than going to the org, I went to campus early so that I'd avoid anything on campus. You agree about the drama, not my thing. You already worked for politicians for 33 years. Hats off to you, Red. My bachelor's is in political science. I have all of the respect for you working for politicians. All of the respect for working with politicians. Oh my goodness. She's fine, still eating Mexican food. Well, that's good. She's not too sick. She's gonna eat enchiladas no matter what. I'm glad that she's doing okay. I'm really glad that she's doing okay and she's getting over. Zenu Marlene, there we go, to retired Red. Your 12 years in the courts was more than enough. Indeed. Politics is exhausting. What did Jacob have to say, Dawn? Was he doing a great job of just reporting the news that was going on campus? I know they've been arresting kids. Have they been arresting kids at USC? We got an email from our university presidents saying that these numbers are whack. We just went from 4 to 7 people. I don't believe the numbers. So we got a letter from our university president stating that they supported all forms of protest. So there's a protest on campus. We'll see how that goes today. Tommy will get the full meaning of Reese saying I shit my pants. Poor Reese. Yeah, poor Reese. This is her nightmare. Yeah, I like Jacob. He's a sweet boy. You love politics, but not enough to do that? Exactly, Susie. I love politics too, but yeah. Hey, Fuzzy. How are you? Okay, Red. We'll see you when you get back. What's new with you today, Fuzzy? We've just been checking in. Lisa? We're just chit-chatting. Not much going on. It's just a slow Monday evening. I've got a rhubarb cosmopolitan that's a beautiful shade of pink. There's a little less in there when I started. And we're just chatting about our days. Just another manic Monday. Exactly. Wish it was Sunday. 'Cause that's my fun day. I don't have to run day. Yeah. I did have a good meeting with my teacher today, so that's good. Yeah, rhubarb cosmopolitan, it's tasty and it's such a pretty shade of pink. I just can't get over the pretty shade of pink. My husband's been storing it in the refrigerator already. It came already made and it's been hiding in the refrigerator. I didn't even know it was there. He offered it up. The fourth child went in to get him a beer and he said, "Grab your mom." "Susie, are you taking off?" "Oh no, girl." Good night. Sleep well. I know it's late on your end of the universe, so I'm glad you were here. Thanks for popping in and take care of yourself. Sleep well, okay? Mm-hmm. Wish it was Sunday, 'cause that's my fun day. My I don't have to run day. Doctor appointment tomorrow. Oh my goodness, Susie. Good night. Take it easy. I hope everything goes well. I really hope everything goes well. Give us a full report when you can. I will keep you in my prayers. That everything is good. Yeah. Okay, guys. What's next? What else do we want to talk about? Give me a subject. You're going to put us on your phone while you get ready for bed? Okay, Lisa. Rika, dear, how are you, sweetie? We were just talking about howdy. How our day was, how things went today. What's new in our lives. Apparently, Reese is struggling a bit with her bowels, but still eating Mexican food. Robert, hi, sweetie. You hollered at me for being up so late last night, Robert. It's much less late here than it was there. So I think you were up too late. It was such a Monday. I enjoyed our call too, Rika. Thank you. Thank you. It was a good call. It was a good call. Robert took me to task, y'all, for being up so late last night and putting up shorts. And I just chuckled, Robert, because it was 3 hours later where you were. Pretty funny. But you were right. I did need to be in bed. I overslept by an hour this morning. That is why I set my alarm so early, so in case I oversleep by an hour, it still doesn't mess me up. Totally a Monday. I went to class. I've been high nerves all weekend because I turned in a paper Wednesday and I was terrified of getting it back today. I've been sick to you don't have classes. I mean, that's true. But my classes aren't until 2 in the afternoon. I know, I would love me some Mexican food. Is there a good Mexican restaurant downtown, Rika? I mean, I know there's food carts, but is there a good, like, cozy sit down place? Totally forgot what I was talking about. Went just right out of my head with the Mexican food. I have a weakness for arroz con pollo like you would never even know. Never even know. Class paper. Oh, so I turned my paper in on Wednesday. Thank you, Susan. You only go downtown to protest Scientology? Okay, I will see what I can find. I think it might be fun one day when it's nice out to go for a late lunch after we make them close the shades. So I turned in the paper on Wednesday, right? And I'm sick to my stomach all weekend waiting to get it back on Monday. And do you know what I hear? Do you know what I hear? She's not got the papers all graded. They won't be graded on Wednesday. Maybe they'll be graded on Monday, but it might be until next Wednesday. Seriously, you guys. Do you have any idea how much I hate waiting for my papers to be graded? It is the most stressful thing in my entire life right now. Oh my god. I am just terrified. I hate it. I hate it. It's not even that big a deal, but I hate it. I'm sick to pieces on this paper. And it's not even a formal fucking paper. I just for many learners at Hugh, I'm sure well, Rika, it's the hardest thing because I know I hear what you're saying. I hear it so deeply. And I know that I've gotten A's the last 2 quarters. So I'm sure I did great. But it's my first thing for a new teacher that I've never had before in a new class. And I'm just always certain I'm going to get an F. That's how critical I am. I am super, super critical of myself. And it is the hardest thing to get past. It is really hard. I keep telling my therapist, I'm like, I can't not beat myself up because if I don't beat myself up, then what is the product going to be? I won't get anything done. And she looked at me. Oh, Dawn. I'm so sorry, girl. We are here to support you. You can look. It'll be okay. Maybe. That sucks. I'm really sorry. Oh, good. Oh, good. Your brain works like that too? Yeah, Rika, I'm just so super highly critical of myself that I just pick apart every little thing. And I keep telling my therapist that I'm not certain I would ever get anything done if I wasn't so highly critical. Like, what would happen if I wasn't so highly critical? Nothing would actually happen. And she looked at me and she's like, but that's not what we're worried about here right now. Like, yeah, it's attached to your forehead now. So you're going to be able to get it off? You'll have to send a picture of the new wig, Dawn. I'd love to see it. I mean, like on your head and all. The therapist is like, that's not really what we're concerned about. You need to be easier on yourself. Easy on myself. If I was easy on myself, nothing would ever happen. Not that anything happens anyhow. To be fair, you're just going to keep rolling. You don't have any lace to repair it. Oh my. Well, that sounds like a plan then. Where do you get lace to repair it from? I didn't know that was a thing you could do. That's very cool. That you can repair the lace. I assume you just kind of darn it in, sort of. Stitch the lace in. Beauty Amazon, the queen of all things. Xena Marlene, y'all. It is disappearing. Slowly but surely. Oh. Surely. Oh, wig glue. That would work. That would work. I'm not so good with wigs. It is not my specialty. You should have grabbed your bourbon. Absolutely, you should have grabbed the bourbon. What bourbon do you like to drink, Dawn? I am definitely a bourbon girl. We have a distillery around here who makes. Sorry, guys, it's where I keep my vape. You got to keep things safe. That's what the boobies are for. You're very hard on yourself, too, Susan. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. I don't. My therapist is like, there's 2 Mexican restaurants downtown near the org that are sit down restaurants and not food trucks. Okay. Well, we'll pick the one with the better Yelp review, Rika, and go have Mexican after protesting one day. How does that sound? You like Lead Slinger whiskey. Okay, Robert, is that a local distillery? Or is that a national distillery? My husband likes scotch. You're too hard on yourself too, Dawn. You used to have nausea when turning in your care plans. Yes. I am losing my mind over this grade. Losing my mind. Exactly, Rika. And then we can go back after we're done having lunch and see if they've opened the blinds. That would be fun. You've been learning wigs for 4 years now. Cool, Dawn. I've got so much hair, I'm not sure if I could even. I mean, I know I can put my hair up and wear a wig. I'm just afraid of how hot it would be, considering how hot it gets up inside my head in the summer underneath my hair. Mexican food, yes. People say the same thing about me. Hard on yourself. Yeah, it seems to be an epidemic, especially amongst women. I try to practice radical acceptance. It works sometimes. Yes, it's hit or miss. I actively talk myself down from hysteria on a regular basis and try to tell myself it's going to be just fine. I'm just making up things. It's not like that. But then I'm still certain that I'm going to get an F. Oh, Rika, congratulations on 4 years, though. I understand some things are a problem for people. This is the first drink I've had in weeks because usually marijuana handles most of my stuff. The company is owned by vets, Robert. That's great. That's great. It's a Kentucky whiskey. Okay. Dawn, my husband likes the Macallan, which is different than Macallan, but Maker's Mark is nice, and Johnny Walker. I'll drink with you any day, girl. I'll drink with you any day. And yeah, Susan, it's awesome for Rika. People need to do what they need to do. Rika and I were talking about that tonight. All kinds of protesting are valid. All kinds of protesting are valid. Yeah, I'll send it. I'll share a drink with you anytime, Dawn. We can knock a couple of bourbons back. Oh, so I was gonna say there's a company here that makes a brown sugar bourbon. It tastes like Christmas. It's very sweet. So it is definitely not something. I mean, I like sipping it straight, but I like really sweet. But it is so good. Yes, clap Rika. Absolutely. Recognizing you have a problem and stopping is the biggest hurdle. Once you've done that, good, Rika. Thank you for that. When I grew up in a family that was in the program. I grew up in Alateen and Al-Anon and all of that because my grandfather was an alcoholic. So my dad started going to Al-Anon when I was 5 or 6 and continued until he died 12 years ago. And so for most of my growing up, I was around people who were so radically sober that you couldn't drink around them. You couldn't drink around them. My favorite story, I love my daddy. I love my daddy. You can't get me to say a bad word about him, but I will chuckle at him. And the day we were driving, we were on a long distance drive from one state to 2 adjacent states over. And I was driving, and we stopped for lunch at a roadside Mexican restaurant that was just mediocre. And I ordered a margarita that probably had a quarter of a shot if they had remembered the tequila. And I'm sure there was no triple sec, let alone Cointreau. It was a watered down, sorry excuse for a margarita. So I had this margarita with a full plate of food. And we got out to the car, and Daddy, bless his heart, insisted I give him the keys. So I did. Because what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Hey, Lisa, how are you? It's good to see you. How was your day? Lisa is getting readier and readier to leave us, guys. She's going to go hike the PCT. And if you have not subscribed to her channel, Susan, are you still here? Can you drop Lisa's channel and Rika's channel in there? So that was Daddy. I was not the least bit drunk, but if you don't want me to drive, then fine, I won't drive. But it was kind of just adorable. Your sister was a drug addict in her 20s and now drinks way too much, so I don't overuse anything. I can understand that, Susan. I can understand that. Thank you, Susan. There's Rika's channel. Lisa, really? 20 years ago? Girl? You go, girl. That's amazing. Congratulations. I didn't know that. I don't usually drink, so it's not a subject of conversation, but this evening I had this lovely rhubarb cosmopolitan that my husband had been hiding in the garage that I didn't even know was there. And there's Lisa's day off. Lisa is going to hike the Pacific Crest Trail, and I am so excited to watch her go. My husband hiked the Pacific Crest Trail back in 1990 or 91. Oh, Rika, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. That's really, really sad. Bless your sister's heart. And I spent several years after my dad died using a lot of alcohol. I can understand going through that. I think she said she's going to upload videos. She doesn't know how often she'll get them out because of service and batteries are an issue, but she'll get them out as much as she can. Good. I'm sure it's okay, but it's still, I mean, my dad died in 2012. So it's a little less time than your sister, but boy, it still hurts if it gets hit the wrong way. And as you can tell from my voice, it doesn't take much to hit it the wrong way. You grew up around adults with addictions and refused to touch drugs your whole life. You didn't even have your first drink until your 21st birthday. Not because you're trying to be any saint, because you're genuinely afraid you had it in me to have addiction too. Mm-hmm. And you never know until you try, and that's the scary thing. I mean, I hear Tommy saying it over and over again that he knew the first time he tried heroin, pardon me, guys, that was it for him. And I worry about finding a drug that's that important to me. That's one of the reasons I don't play around with stuff that's not legal. It just really worries me. Lisa, bless your heart. Bless your heart. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we're really sorry, Rika. I'd always wanted to have a sister. I can't imagine what it would be like to have one and lose her. That would be really hard. Yeah, we all deserve the ones. All of the ones. It's okay, Rika. I figured you were explaining something. So guys, my professor is like all in on doing a sociolinguistics paper somehow related to what I'm doing on YouTube, whether that be Scientology or protesting or watching or live streaming. And I have no idea what to focus on for data. So my understanding is chat is wise. I've talked to her about 3 different ideas and she was really excited about all 3. The problem is going to be finding a research question and creating a research space. One was about the lag between the time I say something, you guys receive it, type things in, and I get it back to me. So that lag is significant enough. Exactly, Rika. Exactly. And that's one of the things I said to her. She opened her eyes wide when I said, Scientologists sort of are bilingual. They're learning to speak English. And she looked at me weird. And I said, well, they were raised in Scientology. They weren't raised in the regular world. So they don't know English. They don't know words around mental health. They don't know words around emotions. So she accepted that. That was really interesting. And the lag piece is, by the time I've said the words, gotten them out, and you guys get them, type it in, send it, and it gets to me, I've gone on to my next thought. So it's so long of a delay that pragmatically it's really hard to attend to. But I cannot figure out how I would demonstrate that piece. That might be too complicated, but it is very interesting to me. And Dawn, that's another one that I've really thought that. That's another one I've really thought about. Let me think for a second because I had a thought about it when I first saw what you said and then I set it aside. And of course, now I can't remember. So one of the things I'm thinking about, and Jen Pup Groomer 20 touched on this a little bit in her video about the history of protest, but this type of protest that we're doing and this type of organization is fundamentally different type of organization and protesting that has ever been done before. It is fundamentally new sort of protesting and community action. And so I think there's something there too. But I'm in all these spaces and I need to narrow it down to one very small 6 to 8 page paper. Now, with that in mind, it's only a 6 to 8 page paper, but I have to do, this is a data paper that's required for this class, but I have to do either a thesis to graduate or a culminating project. And for both of them, for the thesis, I need to expand upon a data paper I've already done. And for the thesis, I don't need to expand on anything, but why not expand on something I've already done? So my thought is, if I write a small 6 to 8 page paper, then I could expand it either for my thesis or for my culminating project. Orion's here to say hi, y'all. And he's licking the goodness out of me. It's licking the goodness out of me. Yes, Red, I have an email. There it is. It's with 3 N's. Don't forget the 3 N's. That's important. Okay, let's see. Did anyone watch Natalie interviewing Jamie Mustard? Really compelling. I thought of it regarding language and expression of emotions, how hard so many ex-scientists struggle. Exactly, Lisa. I haven't watched Natalie. Is that who she was interviewing yesterday afternoon? I haven't watched that yet, but what's interesting is Jamie Mustard is local to Portland. So that's a nice line for me to follow. Let me write it down. Hold on a second. Natalie and Jamie Mustard. Video from 4/28. RE language and this is great, Lisa. Thank you. Thank you. Expressions of emotions. Thanks, you guys, for waiting. And how hard ex-scientists struggle. Thank you, Lisa. That's excellent. That's an excellent note. I appreciate it very much. Oh, but yes, how second gens are learning to think and speak differently in the real world while unlearning scientists speak. Exactly, Dawn. Exactly. I think it's just huge. I think it's just huge. You think so too, Rika? Language does shape how we look, think, and feel. And the language is so interesting. The language is so interesting. The difference in anonymous protests compared to today's protest. Exactly, Susan. But even I think Black Lives Matter and the protests over the pandemic, I think it's even that, because people were live streaming those, but not the same. I don't think it was the same. I could analyze 2 second gens for patterns for short. That can form some possible data points to use if you want to research more for thesis. There you go. That's a good idea. You're starting to collect second gen wisdom vids for the Never in Ally group. Anybody want to join? Yeah, we are working on this Never End Ally group. I'm not sure what it's going to look like, but if you guys want to join, shoot me an email and I'll hook you up with the people. Ooh. Oh, is that it, Rika? That's good to know. I think I didn't realize that. Include something about the tone scale in my paper. Now that's brilliant, Rika. I'm not sure what's brilliant about it yet, but I really like it. I just want to make it something that's interesting enough that I can develop it into a thesis, but it's also going to interest me and interest everybody else because I mean, I'm a part of the community, so I want it to be interesting to the people whom it's about. There is so much ground to cover, Dawn. Rika, just email me. Yeah, Dawn, shoot me an email. I was having a live last week sometime. Maybe Lisa remembers when the live was. Talking about Stephanie Hutchinson actually. And basically what I said is ultimately it's not a study stream, it's a chit chat stream. Pamela, how are you? I mean, we've been talking about school, but this is a chit chat stream. I will always, so you guys know, I will always mark if it's a study stream. Always, 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 always. I will always mark for you if it's a study stream so that you know, because I know the study streams are kind of boring. Really, it helps me sit down and do the studying. Um, it is very secretive, very complex, and I did a quick little library search for what was out there on Scientology, and there was not much. What I gathered is there is a significant number of folks in comparative religion who study Scientology, but they study Scientology by going listening to the Scientologists and don't think it's important to listen to the apostates, which I find to be a very strange way of studying religion. I mean, granted, the religion researchers and theorists must know more than I do because they have degrees in the subject. But this critical theorist says that we're an hour in, it is a fucked up way to consider of studying religion to not have a critical eye on it at the same time that you're just spitting out the fucking party line. She can sit at home and knit. We don't give a single shit. All I know is we will still protest. Your research nerds, y'all? Yeah. My email address, Dawn, it's running across the bottom of the screen. Your household is all about peer-reviewed research. So the research out there on Scientology is really small. And the critical research out there on Scientology is really small. Just make sure, Dawn, that you don't forget the 3 N's. There's 3 N's because the 2 N's, Orion. The dog heard something. Sorry, you guys. Orion, come here. Come here. Puppy. It's wonderful and amazing lamb lung for you. Come here. You want some of this? Okay, it'll sit in my lap until you come here. You typed wrong earlier or got spell checked? Which one, Lisa? Come on. Then you can come get it. It's right here. You were up here earlier. Sorry, Red. I put it on the screen. That's not so good if you guys don't even see it when it goes across there. Rika, sleep tight, girl. Good to chat with you as well. Thanks for stopping by. You're still on the phone, Red? So, guys, have I got some I think I've got several uncompleted thoughts out there. And I can't remember what they are right now. Isn't he adorable? He's decided after being on my lap for the last 20 minutes that he doesn't want to be on my lap if I want him there. Why do I keep a dog, you guys? Now that I want him on my lap, he doesn't want to be there. But 5 minutes ago when I didn't care and I was ambivalent about the subject, I hope you have an amazing day tomorrow as well, Rika. I hope you do. I hope you do. So, why do I think that I have several uncompleted thoughts? Am I getting emails from all of y'all? Getting emails from Rika. Okay. Because we were all over the map. Well, isn't that par for the course around here? We're all over the map. There is one that sort of interests me. It was during Mitch and Nora and Liz's stream. At one point, what's that site that Tori's always talking about? You mean Clambake? Is that the one you mean? Dawn, I just got your email, and that was what you're saying is exactly why I started using the ally language. What you're saying is exactly why I started using the ally language, because we need to quit talking over the second gens and the third gens and the fourth gens. Operation Clambake, yeah. I will review Operation Clambake. I haven't been there for quite some time. Xenu.net. Xenu.net. Yeah, it has to do, Lisa, something with has something to do with everybody first being clams, that everybody was clams first and that evolution made everybody clams. I don't know. L. Ron Hubbard was I know crazy's a bad word, y'all. L. Ron Hubbard did not have a firm grasp on reality. Thanks, Dawn. You'll say it if I don't. The man. And I was in a Scientology adjacent group. I believed some of this shit. So, but not the clams. The clams are a bridge too far. When I say Gort Xenu Barada Nikto, do I get it? I do not get it. Yeah, Peeling the Onion, Lisa. They have a YouTube channel as well. That would be, yes, it is the site that was started by the guy who befriended Tori and helped her wake up and get out. That is absolutely correct. I think he's passed now, but they've made the operation there as well. Lunatic is more apropos. I hesitate, but that's because you guys know I always hesitate to use the names. Peeling the Onion belongs to, you guys know? Oh, that's where you went to figure things out when you went to the one auditing class. Okay. That's Mark Fisher and Janice Gillum Grady. That's right. Yeah, I heard Mark doesn't have the best reputation, although I can't recall. Maybe it's Nora I heard that from. Pretty sure it was Nora I heard that from. That's too bright, you guys. Sorry if the light's a little shoddy. Janice was in the Messenger org. Is it the Messenger org? That she was in the Messenger org back when Elron was still alive, and she was a messenger for Elron when she was a kid. So she's got amazing stories on the history of Scientology. But I think that all that history is just going to gum me up. Because again, I only need this little 6-page paper. And in that 6-page paper, I've got to carve out a research area and establish a research question. So there isn't much room. The Day the Earth Stood Still, I haven't seen that one, Robert. Do I need to go watch it? If so, please tell me why. Just saw they have a YouTube channel this where you would figure things out when you went to the one auditing class, never went back. Yes, exactly. 73 minutes ago. Woo! I hope Carrie Ann and all are good. Yes, we are, Oregon Valley Girl. We've just been tossing around my paper ideas and just various stuff. Just chit-chatting. Lisa, speaking of veggies, it's your pumpkin hour. Time to release your brain in nothingness. Great chat. I'll try not to be too excited for the future or I won't sleep. Okay, Lisa. Sleep well. I hope you have a wonderful evening. It was so lovely to see you here. And we will see you tomorrow or the next time. Take care, sweetie. No, Robert, I don't need to go watch it. Dawn likes it. Jen, how you doing? For a slow evening, we've been quite productive. Yeah, I've gotten 2 emails. We're knocking off not just my assignment for this class, but possibly my culminating project, and possibly, instead of a culminating project, a thesis, which would be fun if I did a thesis, right? Right? It is what the alien told the killer robot. I just replaced Klaatu with Xenu. Okay, Robert, I will go watch the movie. I will go watch the movie. Just for you, sweetie. I will go watch The Day the Earth Stood Still. I will watch it this week. I'm even writing it down. Jen, what went on in your life in SPTV today? And in your regular life, too. You never paid much attention to who was running it. You just knew when you found out about Xenu and the body thetans that it... Really, Lisa, that was the kicker for you, huh? You couldn't do it with Xenu and the body thetans. How unreasonable. How unreasonable. You like old movies, Dawn? Jen, I'm glad you're good. Watch the original. What else would I watch? Was there a remake? The remake would be awful. The original, not the new one? Okay. Okay. I'm writing it down. Not that I'd forget that, but oh my goodness. I heard Aaron and Natalie a little bit today. They were very interesting. I was cutting in and out for what I was doing, and so I didn't hear it so that it made much sense, but I know I need to go back and listen to it. They were talking about some really interesting stuff out of the history of man. Oh, thank you, Dawn. You're so sweet. I'm sorry you have to go, but you take care and rest yourself up, and hopefully you can fix that lace. And I will make sure that you guys who emailed me get set up as part of the allyship group. I think that's something really important that we do. With Keanu Reeves, it was a remake with Keanu Reeves and it's bad and you guys don't want me to watch it? How did that happen? Eminently unreasonable. Orion! Oh my goodness gracious, child. You have done nothing but bark tonight. You say it's because he's a dog? Hubby says it's because he's a dog that he barks, y'all. How unreasonable.
Cats don't bark.
Because cats don't bark. Okay.
And if you had either of them, they'd meow or bark.
One day, dear. One day. I still can't believe it's unreasonable with Keanu Reeves, Dawn. But if you say so, I will avoid it. You had your sweet boy Thumper today, 8-year-old poodle mix that is majorly groom traumatized. Even though it wasn't a good day for him groom-wise, you got snuggles from him and no bites, even though he tried. Oh, good. Oh, he was 8 when you started working with him, and it's only been a year or two? Wow, Jen. I am sorry that he's groom traumatized. That's why I'm so terrified. That's why I was willing to spend $350 on a groomer, Jen. Because the last thing I want is for my dog to be fucking traumatized by a groomer who's doing who knows the fuck what while I'm not there to protect him. Yeah. I love Keanu too. I have to watch every John Wick movie, you guys. I'm serious as a heart attack here. I love John Wick. I love Keanu. I think he's amazing. Ooh. Okay. Lisa, I told her for what the dog groomer charged me compared to what Jen would charge me. I could fly to Las Vegas, rent a car, bring Orion with me, drive to the middle of the desert where Jen lives, have her groom Orion, leave her an excellent tip, and fly back home for what I got charged last time for grooming. When you first started working with him, you figured out what his issue was and worked with his mom and vet to take care of him. He's much better and no pain now after his surgery. That's wonderful. I know you clip nails for free, Jen. It's just a really long fucking commute. You're lucky, Lisa. When the model that I was shown when I agreed to the dachshund thing, the model that I was shown was short hair and 10 pounds. And the model I got is long hair and 20 pounds. Uh-huh. Lisa, how big is he? I spent an ungodly amount of money on the groomer. Now, this is a special groomer who came to my house and groomed the dog and apparently was a gentle groomer, so gave my dog as much time as the dog needed to get all the shit done. But that meant I was paying by the minute for my dog to get the shit done. So it took him 2.5 hours to groom the dog. Now, I'm just not sure how that being gentle with him is calibrated. And I suppose it's more important for it to be calibrated to the low end of reactivity because I'm not there and it's not me doing it and blah blah blah. But it just seems, Jen, like 2.5 hours is a little long. Pit German Shepherd mix brindle. 65 pounds. Lisa, if he was smaller, I would volunteer to do his toenails. I do all three. My son has 2 dachshunds, and I have 1, and they are all brothers out of different litters. And so I do all 3 of their, well, all 12 of their feet on the regular. But they are 20 pounds, not 65. So I'm sorry I can't help you. And I will not send you the phone number of my groomer because they want an arm and a left tit. You can get him, just not your favorite thing to do. He gives you the stink eye. Yeah, Orion has all black nails. And last time I did him, I got him butt good. There was blood everywhere on my clothes, on my arms. Thick, really dark nails. Yeah, it's extra hard to do that way, isn't it? And you're just bound eventually with black nails. You're just bound to get them. I don't know. Right, Jen? It just seemed. I want them to be really extra gentle, but I also want them not to waste my time and my money. And I think that I'm going to look for a different groomer. Or I will just resort to doing it myself because that seems less expensive. It's the same reason. Jen, you were talking the other night about how much of a cheapskate you are. There is a reason that I shave my own cat, that I don't take them in to get shaved. And if I have to, I will figure out a way to trim the dog. Except I can't do anal glands. Maybe he won't need them done. It's possible that he won't need them done, right? That's the one thing I can't do. I can't do that. Baking soda. I had some styptic powder. Your little Chewini used to try to bite you when you did his nails. At least Higgs doesn't nip at me. That's good, Lisa. That's good. I had some styptic powder, Susan. Yeah, Orion doesn't try to bite me. He just whines and fusses and acts like I am destroying his life and hurting him deeply when I'm doing neither. So, he decided he wanted to eat some. I got home. He was pawing at his food bowl, letting it roll around, acting all injured like I hadn't fed his ass. You'd think it was the worst thing ever. You'd think I never fed the man. So what do? I fill his food bowl, and what does he do in response? He doesn't eat it. Not until now. That was 3 hours ago. I will never understand dogs. I will never understand dogs. Took you 2.5 hours for Thumper, but that's a lot that goes into getting him done, so he is safe, and so are you. You call around, some shops offer glands as a side service only. Okay. I will keep it in mind. I've never had it done regularly on a dog before. So I know that it's something that's offered, but I also know the whole time I was growing up, it wasn't something that we ever had done. So, and I can't remember when I was a kid if the dog was scooting or not. I just can't remember. So, Lisa, next weekend, hopefully, will be nice. I keep praying for good weather next weekend. And right now it's rainy and cold, which is not very exciting. Rainy and cold. It's supposed to be partly clouds Wednesday and Thursday, but rainy Saturday and Sunday. Duke will try to take your hand if you try to clip his nails. What do you do, Susan? Do you take him to the groomer? Does the groomer have some magic way? Groomers. Jen, you've got magic ways with dogs. I don't know how you do it. Magic ways with dogs, magic ways with cats. I cannot for the life of me get Soda all nice and pretty like the groomer does. I don't know what you guys do that's different. I don't know. But there is certainly some magic groomer juju going on. You actually do? Tell me about it. Orion, quit humping the cat. Quit humping the cat. That is enough. You work with a lot of dogs with grooming issues? Yeah, and you have magic juju. The magic juju. Although my son's girlfriend used to groom, and she did give me some good advice. She puts him in a hanging thing and a muzzle. I'm sure that helps. I'm sure that helps. Those hanging things probably help a lot. When you clip the nails on dogs, you have them lie on the side so you can see under the nails. Then you'll see when you're closing in on the nerve. That's really smart, Maya. I don't think that Orion is going to lay calmly on his side for me. He has got me trained. Yes, that was for you. He has got me trained much better than I've got his trained. You don't own a muzzle. Good for you, Jan. I know, I do too, Susan. Very much. Pup groomer needs to. You hang yours in a towel. You train. Exactly, Maya. Oregon Valley girl, how do you hang yours in a towel? Because I've also got, it's not just the dog, you guys. I have to clip the cat's nails regularly. And you guys recall, you only have a muzzle because one of the buses you take to Cascade Locks used to require it. Wow, Lisa. They required a muzzle. Although I think in certain cases there's nothing wrong with muzzling a dog. I think in certain cases it makes everybody safer, including the dog. And I'd rather have the dog muzzled than see a situation. Okay, guys, I need you to remind me. I know I was saying something. I can't remember what it was again, and it was important. Thank you. Yes, of course, you have to train them to lie down first. You don't trust commercial made muzzles. Oh, that's a good reason, Jen. That's a good reason. It's a false sense of security. I can see that. I can see that. You have Mona's basket muzzle, but that's for personal use. Exactly. Exactly. You used to muzzle the Chiweenie just to clip his nails? Yeah. 2 hands holding towel under the belly and above the back, and the other 2 cutting. Oh, 4 hands. So that's what I was saying. I was talking about the cats. I have to cut the cat's nails too. And you'll guys recall that my cats are bigger than Orion is. So they're 22 pounds each. That is a fuck ton of cat. And clipping their nails is not the easiest thing. So maybe we will try the 2 hands holding a towel one, because that sounds like a really good plan. Cats are no fun to clip. My cats are incredibly tolerant. So I am able, for the most part, to get their nails clipped by myself, which I consider a huge, huge win, that I can clip their nails, even with some difficulty, on my own, and they have never once laid into me, either with their claws nor with they've never bit me either. So I am very thankful that they are so incredibly tolerant. Use a flat shoelace wrapped around the snoot and then pulled around and tied behind the neck. That makes sense. Just easy peasy lemon squeezy. And that way they pull it tighter themselves and they can get it loose themselves, right, Jen? The cats are harder to groom and to the cats are harder to groom and do the nails than the dogs. So if I really need to groom Orion all by myself, I can. I just don't fucking want to. But for $350 for a bloody groom, I'll tell you what. I'll start going out and charging $350 a groom myself. I'll go have Jen train me and then say I'm Jen trained and open a grooming business. Jen, you can open a grooming school. I bet you've got half of the anti-Scientology community wanting you to come groom their pups. I am clipping my friend's dog's nails too, and it is easier to do it on other people's dogs because you don't have the same emotional connection to them. They haven't had the opportunity to train you. Exactly. I am. Okay, but quite a few. I'm curious, how big do you think the community is? How much of Aaron's audience do you think spills over into the rest of the anti Scientology audience? And how much of us are feeding watching all of the channels as opposed to pulling in more viewers, newer viewers from outside the channels? That's hilarious, Susan. I've always been pretty tough about that stuff, even when they had to do hard things for my kids. I always knew exactly what they were doing, and I was able to set aside being upset about it, knowing that it was for the better purposes. So, for example, when my kids would cry when they would get immunizations, I'd be like, "Yeah, I know. I know it hurts, but this is important. This is what we have to do. It's more important than not doing it." Yeah. So that's always worked as a rationalization for me, but I know it doesn't work for a lot of other people. I can imagine it's really hard. That was another reason that you kept your protest work on the same channel, to open the door to other people who otherwise might not know. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly that. That's what you say to the dogs. This hurts me more than it hurts you, right, Maya? Exactly, Lisa. Sorry, Susan, you're making me crack up. Pardon me. Oh my goodness gracious, Susan, the kids were easy. Oh my goodness. I feel you there. I do feel you there. Yes, your hiking and Scientology protests are all on the same channel. Yeah. The vets around here take it serious when you send someone in to get it something checked out. That's great, Jen. That's really wonderful. That plus you didn't want to start a new channel because you already had one you could go live on. Right? Right? You have to send everybody else over to another channel and try to do it? I don't even get it. The dog has the zoomies and thinks that Soda will play with him. That never works. It doesn't work. The most he gets is some of these as he runs by the cat, who does this. The cat does a lot of this. And a lot of this as the dog runs past. It's pretty amusing. Red, I'm glad you're back. How'd your phone call go? Everything go well? Yeah, I know you don't like this. I don't like it either. It's not my favorite, but we've got to do it. We've got to do it. Mm-hmm. That's what I did when I gave my kids medicine. Whenever there is like, it's not what I want to do. It's not, but we have to do it because that's the way it is. Life sucks sometimes. Life sucks sometimes. So that now that Red's back, at at the risk of making a really bad joke, but we're at about 1 hour 45 minutes. You had learned how to clip a cat's nails today? Cool. We're just talking about how I have to clip my cat's nails as well as the dog's nails. And I have to clip all the dog's nails, which includes yeah, it's 1 hour 45 minutes in, so I was going to say it's my first Minnesota goodbye. But you got time, it's just the first one, don't worry. So my son and his girlfriend have 2 dachshunds who are siblings out of different litters to Orion. So they're Orion siblings out of different litters, one older and one younger. So I have to clip all 3 of them on a regular basis, and I have to clip the 2 cats on a regular basis, and the cats are bigger than the dogs. It is a zoo around here. So learning how to clip a cat's nails is, how'd you learn how to do it? Tell me the secrets. I just hold them under my arm really hard and grab a hold of their paw and go at it. I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but that's what I do. I will be ending soon, but we are glad you are here and we have plenty of time to chit chat some more. New zoo review. Oh, you volunteered to rescue? That's so cool, Red. Very cool of you. If it works, I'm good. That's how they showed you? Just hold them under your arm and grab a hold of the paw? It really gets hard on about the 4th paw. So when you get to, if you're right-handed, when you get to that back left paw, it gets a little difficult. And yeah, I have to give Soda lots of breaks and treats when he's getting shaved. Lots of breaks. Lots of breaks. If it works, I'm all good. Yep. I hold him tight. I grab. Oh, this is what my. So I was going to say. See, I'm leaving threads all over the place, y'all. My son's girlfriend, she used to do some grooming, Jen, and she talked to me about how I can just grab their paw and hold on to it firmly. And they're not going to pull it, they're not going to hurt themselves pulling the paw away. I mean, within reason, right? So if you're holding on to it firmly enough that they can't get away, but not so firmly that you're hurting them, then the struggle will be less. So that just meant to me that I need to be assertive and firm and gentle, right? Just not let them jerk me around. That's what I got out of that. Is kind of like everything else when you're dealing with the dog. Don't let them jerk you around because otherwise they'll have you trained. It's like a 3-year-old child. Drama, 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 drama. Puppy dogs are like a 3-year-old child. It's all the drama. Orion. Hi, puppy. We're talking about you over here. Do you want to come? No. Okay. And breathe. Don't get stressed. Exactly. Exactly. And treats and breathe. And treats and self assured. Uh-huh. Because if you're trained, I'm trained too. I am trained too. If you're stressed out, the dog knows you're stressed out. The cat knows you're stressed out. I mean, there's a reason. One of my dearest, I've told this story, one of my dearest friends is Somali. And when she first came to the US, for multiple cultural reasons, she was terrified of dogs. And one of the first things I had to teach her was how not to be afraid of the dog, because the dog, just exactly what Jen is saying, the dog will react to the energy you put out. It's what, yeah, I can see why they do so well with you, Jen. You approach with confidence so they can tell pretty quick that I'm not going to be trained like a mom or dad. Exactly. It's what part of the reason why a good school teacher who is so much more practiced with children of that age, exponentially more than parents get, because they're working with children of that age all day long. That is why the teacher can tell the kids this or that or the other thing and have it not be a problem. And the kids will just deal with it, because the teacher, if they're a good teacher, approaches it with confidence. It's the energy they put off. You got to put off the right energy, y'all. Always have to put off the right energy. That's a Scientology thing somewhere, isn't it, you guys? Tone scale. Did I write down the thing about tone scale? Now I'm going to check my notes. Yes, I did write down the thing about the tone scale. The vet takes you to the back and tells you to sit. Good, Susan. That's probably the best for you. The dog's name was Duke. That's a funny coincidence. That's a really funny coincidence, Red. You got bit in the face when you were 2. How'd you get over being scared, Red? If you're willing to share that, that's really hard. That's really hard. It's hard to be scared of dogs, and one of the things that Z always said that was really hard for her, even harder than being afraid of the dog, is people would react and be offended that she was afraid. So that was something she didn't few years. Well, good for your parents. A child psychologist is completely the right thing in that circumstance. I was kidnapped when I was 6 and I didn't get a child psychologist. So, Red, bless your parents bless your parents' hearts for getting you a child psychologist. Dog wants out. Nice to see you, Maya. I'm glad you came by. Guys, I'm really sorry for coughing in your ears. I hope it's not. Yeah, Lisa. It wasn't for long. It was neighbor kids who didn't like my parents. And so we were outside playing, and during COVID, your cat tried to like elbow you out of the bathroom sink. Yes, they will take all sorts of license if allowed. All sorts of license, Oregon Valley girl. Absolutely. So they didn't like my parents. And so I was 6, and my brother, who would have been 2, and another family friend who was 2, we were all out playing on the playground. And these teenage girls came up to us and enticed me and the kids away with candy and took us off on a wild goose chase to, I don't know where they were going. And finally, several hours later, left us in the bottom of an exterior basement access and threatened us not to come out. And the boys were terrified to come out. But I basically hollered at them and told them we had to, no matter what they had said. And so we went upstairs and I walked us home. And my parents were terrified, and the family friends' parents were terrified, and that's all I remember because I was 6. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly, Jen. Exactly. No one understood the cultural background of her fear, which is totally warranted. I mean, there's the fact she's Muslim to begin with, and so there's this cultural thing against dogs, but then she was also from Africa, from which she gets to be afraid of dogs. She's not afraid of dogs anymore. It just took somebody introducing her to dogs in a way that she was comfortable with. It wasn't a big deal. Right, Jen? Terrifying, right? Terrifying. Just terrifying. What could have happened? I, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Red. Thank you. Yeah, for a long time, I didn't even recognize it as trauma because I was so young when it happened that it was kind of um it was kind of normal, right? It was kind of normal. So my parents called the police, made police reports. It was just kids being kids. Nothing ever happened. And that was the end of that. We moved shortly after that. So, don't you guys love the 70s? Fuck. Nowadays, a 6-year-old would never be left outside alone on the playground with 2-year-olds. I mean, and my mom was 24. No, 26. My mom was 26. So fucking young. Yeah. Never, exactly, Red. Never a 6-year-old left on the playground with 2-year-olds. It was, it just, what? but that shit was normal then, right, Red? Like that shit, Susan, you know that shit was normal. Normal. Yeah. Yeah, she was just a baby. She was just a baby. 26 with a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. Yeah. She was so young. She was doing the best she could. I don't blame my parents. I had a loving home. My parents were great. My dad and I had a period of not getting along. Um when I was in my teens, but I think that's because you played outside by yourself all the time. So much freedom. Exactly. I think, yes, Jen. We lived, when my eldest were young, we lived in an area just about 45 minutes outside of Seattle that was rural enough to be rural and yet still close enough to the city to be city, with an incredibly close knit community. And I have missed it ever since we left, to be honest with you. Running around the yard at Mach 2 isn't weird where you're from. Yeah. We never locked your doors. Exactly. We locked our doors, but that's because the neighborhood that we lived in, we were frequently robbed. So we did lock our doors. Um, but my parents thought nothing about leaving us out, even after my brother and I had both been assaulted in one way or another. So it was just the neighborhood we were in, and that's the way things were. It's just weird. Played outside by yourself all the time, and you knew to come home when the street lights came on, right, Susan? Parents outside, out back, yelling out front, yelling for their children to come home at dark or at dinner time. Holler. The top of their lungs hollering. Yeah, it was something. It was something. So I don't. Oh, so I was going to say, I think Daddy and I didn't get along well during my teens because we both had childhood trauma. He had. So when my daddy was a boy, when he was 11, a friend of his found a rifle, a 22 rifle, under his uncle's bed. And brought it to the field where the boys played. And as my daddy tells it, he was the first one to get the gun in his hand, and he turned his hand to look at it. And the next thing he knew, his friend was laying on the ground. And that is how my daddy killed one of his friends. So, daddy had some untreated childhood trauma, because if they were not treating childhood trauma when I was 6, they certainly weren't treating childhood trauma when he was 12, 20 years earlier. So, Daddy and I did a lot of oh my goodness. It did, Red. It haunted him till the end of his life. Ellie, you guys, it's so nice to see you. Welcome, everyone. We were just finishing up, but we will certainly keep the party going for all of you all. It's so nice to see everybody. Dr. Mark in Texas, it's good to see you. Thank you, Susan. MD Media, it's a pleasure. HD2, nice to see you in. Snaketology, so great to see you. Ellie, sweetie, it's wonderful to see you. Jessica, welcome in. Rather be in Maui. I think I've seen you in here before, haven't I? Patty, nice to see you. You guys, give me a like and subscribe. Thank you. Hi, Meg. How are you? Dr. Mark in Texas, it's nice to see you. Hi, Karen Radford. How are you? Larky, it is a pleasure. Oh my goodness, you guys. Adrian, it's a pleasure. Nice to meet you. How are things going with Jay tonight? Guys, give me the down low. I've been busy live streaming, so I don't know anything that's going on. Keiko, hey, it's a pleasure. If I were a unicorn, it's so nice to see you. Aaron, thank you for the subscription. I really appreciate it. This evening when I went live, I was 5 away from 900 subscriptions. So maybe y'all being in here, you can get me above that 900 subscription number, right? Maybe. Anthony, Jay sent you. Big love to Jay for doing that. Snaketology, hi, how are you? Party indeed on, Ellie. No one, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Hi, Christy. Rin, thank you for the subscription. Ellie, Jiminy Christmas, girl. I guess I need to get ready for a party. I guess I was just closing the doors, but we will make room. We will. Jordy, it is a pleasure to meet you. TCD, the trial files, thanks for coming over. Cheshire Cat, nice to meet you. Kimberly Sweet, glad you're here. Jay, I am well. How was your evening out on the front lines? Tell me. Jessica Tate, thank you for the subscription. Yes, I can talk. Ball Chick, right? Ball Chick. Jay sent you. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming by. Brick Mama, welcome. Nice to see you. Mersey Dotes, nice to see you. Room raid from Jay. Hey, Carrie, I've seen you around. Every time somebody says Carrie, I turn my head, but half the time it's you. Nice to meet you finally. Room raid of the absolute best kind, Red. It's so nice. Thank you, guys. Chris, it's good to see you. Hi, CUL Blue. How are you doing? It's good to see you, sweetie. Pup groomer, that's why you've taught your girls about guns since they were old enough to hold them and they shoot pretty good. Yeah. my dad was too traumatized to be anything but against guns after that happened to him. And all things considered, I don't know that I blame him. Hey, you guys, welcome everybody. Xenu Marlene. If you don't know the drill, take a, what is it? Xenu Marlene. Everybody partake. So whatever you're doing, if you don't know the drill, when it says Xenu Marlene, then you partake. So please partake. Hey, rather be in Maui. You have been around before. Good. TCD, thank you for liking. Perth Scientology Audit, pleasure to meet you. Thank you for the room raid. Kimberly Sweet, thanks for coming by and thank you for the new sub. I must be over 900 now, folks, you guys. Snaketology, I've seen you around. Nice to see you here. Everyone's coming over from Denver J Room. Okay. I see that, love Maddie. We were just on our third Minnesota goodbye, and y'all showed up to the party, so I guess we're going late, I guess. Texas Whispers, nice to meet you. Jay, thank you to you as well for sending everybody over. I really appreciate it. Jay is in LA. That's right. I forgot. How is the party down in LA tonight, y'all? Hit the like. Hey, Michael Malloy Show, how are you? I know you. I've seen you somewhere before. Jen, how are you? It's good to see you. Jay is especially happy. I'm glad. Why is he happy? Oh, because he's LA at Big Blue. Thank you, Oregon Valley girl. Thank you. I am very close to 1,000 subs, guys, and I need 7. I am at 2,250 watch hours, so I only need 750 watch hours to get my watch hours in. I'm really close. You're over the moon being in LA, Jay. It must be so much fun. I know when I saw Nora live on Saturday, I hopped in the car and rushed down. I was so excited to get a chance to meet her. It must be amazing to be in LA. A quiet night at Blue? Well, that's good. It's a Monday evening. I hope that they have 1 or 2 nights of the week that are quiet. Keep the likes coming. Yes, thank you all for the likes. Subscribe and ring the bell. He is a sweetheart, Red, isn't he? Every interaction I've had with Jay has been just amazing. It's great to see you, Jen. Thank you for saying that. B-Ball Chick, thank you. Patty, thank you. She's a Valley girl. Thanks. Which Valley? I'm curious. You were already subbed, Brick Mama? I remember seeing you around before. I'm at 911, Jordy. Thank you. Thank you. Marmy, thank you. Thank you. It's like Christmas Day for Jay. He's so excited to be in LA, but he's going off live until tomorrow. Yeah, well, take it in spaces. Tomorrow will be more excited. You've got to save your energy, Jay, for later in the week when it gets busier. How long are you going to be there? Raiders of the Lost Art. There you go, Oregon Valley girl. Kimberly, bless you guys' heart. 913 subs. That's music to this girl's ears. I appreciate it. Aaron, I am a never in. I am a never in. I was in a Scientology adjacent group for several years in the 90s, but it was only Scientology adjacent. So I am officially a never in. Over 999? Really, Snaketology? One away from 1,000 or one away from 900? Come on, guys. Cheshire Cat, thank you guys for the love. I really appreciate it. We need to turn sub mode on. Only Fleffer can do that, Jen. I probably should do that, though. I'm too nice. I did it. Thank you. Oh, Patty, thank you for asking. I am in Portland. So I go down to the org in Portland, Oregon 2 or 3 times a week, depending on how much I can do. I also do kind of chit chats about current events, Scientology events, life events, just chit chat stuff. So I do lives like that a couple of 3 times a week. And then I am also at university studying for my master's. And so I also do study streams where we talk about school stuff here and there while I talk about my subject matter that I'm studying and just kind of talk through that kind of stuff with folks. And I do those a few times a week. So that's what we do here on this channel. It's kind of a mix of everything. I hope that answers your question. Ellie, thank you to you for showing me the love. I really appreciate it. My mod can do it, but only Fluffer is a big enough mod. But can I do it? Jen, can I do it? Oh my goodness gracious, you guys. So many comments. So many comments. I'm so far behind. You guys are amazing. Okay. You guys are amazing. Yep. I'm talking to myself twice. I see it. I see it. Did that turn it on? Sub mode 1 second. I think I did 1 minute. I think I did 1 minute. Now I have to find where I was, you guys. Hold on. Blah, blah, blah. I've never had so many comments, you guys. This is fun. Nope. Further down. Further down. Further down. I'll get better at these, guys. Oh, there it is. I'm doing good per Scientology. 894 to almost 900. Sub up, ladies and gems. Exactly. This is an awesome chat, Red, but it's all because of you guys. Jackie T, welcome. 916 subs is amazing. Jay, I'm so happy for you. I'm really happy for you. Meg, thank you guys for the subs. That's amazing. Jay has some of the best chat folk. That's so nice. That's so nice. We're glad to see you all here. Thank you both. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Jen, you're the best. You're very welcome, Jay. Tagline: Sociology, Nattery, Scientology, Out on the Lines of Scientology, Linguistics, all kinds of shit. All kinds of shit. Jay, have you emailed the video of you in front of Big Blue to Natalie yet? Did you see her with Aaron earlier reading over that stupid LRH book? Yeah, it was something else. It was something else. Oh my goodness, you guys. Everybody's here. Wolf Machine, Dr. Mark in Texas, 917. Thank you. The book was hilarious, Tinker Mom. The book was hilarious. I'm dittoing what Retired Red is saying, Jay. Thank you. Thank you. 71 likes. That's great. That's great. Thank you, Ellie. Per Scientology audit, my pup had an expensive episode last night. Sash visit and no idea what happened. Think zoomies, but distressed for a couple hours. Neurological, he is 15 and a half. Wow. Per Scientology audit, tell me more about what you do. Tinker Mom, thank you. I'm here for it too, Red. Ah, for Doug and our favorite burned biscuits. Exactly. J-Bat, how you doing? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. I know Jay's at Big Blue. I know, that's so great. You are actually Carrie Ann. That's hilarious, Carrie. And you also know why you probably know this one too. How do you spell Carrie? I'm like, just spell it however you want to spell it, because if I got myself worked into if I got myself worked into a fit every time somebody spelled my name wrong, I'd be doing nothing but being in a fit. You're welcome, Michael Malloy. And thank you for Susan for posting the stuff. Yeah. Don't blame him at all, but I want, yes, exactly, Jen, that we did the same thing with our kids, but it was a source of contention between my father and I. And we had the same argument. We were out in the country. I know you guys can do it. You guys are amazing. Jay, did you meet Laura? I want to hear. I do have a playlist, Jen. I do have a playlist. I bet you I could even share it if I think about it. 917, that's great, love Maddie. The San Fernando Valley. Okay, she's a valley girl. I lived in a different valley in a different part of the country, so I'm just always curious what valley people are for. Please play me when you sleep. I would very much appreciate it. Like I said, guys, I'm only 750 hours away from my watch hours. And so, really, that's not that much. I'm really excited to get to that first level and be really on the cusp of getting to full monetization. And without all of you, that couldn't happen. So, I really, really appreciate it. I know, Ellie, this is an amazing community, and I am over and over again honored to be a small part of a community that just takes such good care of its people and continues to do their level best to walk their walk and talk their talk. And I appreciate all of you. Too many people say a restraining order ain't nothing but a piece of paper, but less likely your girls will be victim if it's known they can handle themselves. Yes, that too, Jen. I appreciate that. The blue buildings were kind of an epiphany for Jay, like, this is what we're up against, let's go. Yep, there you go. Let's go. Positively. Red, that's really kind of you. You're gonna be out there for a month, Jay? Really? That's so exciting. I didn't realize you were gonna be there that long. Wow. You have to come back through Portland on your way back to Denver. What do I mean, Scientology adjacent? I mean the leader who is an ex-Scientologist who was using Warmed Over Scientology on the group. That's what I mean, Scientology adjacent. Does that explain it enough? I didn't mean to be, I hope that didn't sound confrontive. It wasn't intended to be confrontive. The tone for a moment at the end of there sounded like I might have been. So that's not what I intended. I hope it didn't come across that way. 916 subs, 917. You're so great, Jay. Hey, Meg, how are you? Welcome from Washington State. You've seen my fornicating deer pattern online? Which pattern is that? Give me some more, Keiko. Which fornicating deer pattern? Tell me more. Maybe through Ravelry? I'm not sure where the pattern is. Yeah, where in Washington? I think I found it, Ellie. Tell me if I didn't. I'm getting better, guys, at remembering the lag. I'm getting better. Nope, Carrie, you do remember right. I'm studying linguistics. Yeah, I'm studying linguistics. In this quarter, we are studying sociolinguistics. Yep, I'm on the west side of Portland. I know, Jay, I have to go back and figure out how to change it. Show the cats. I could do that, COL Blue. Let me get caught up and then I'll show the cats as a dessert dish. There we go. Sunrise Dawn, it's a pleasure to see you. You did the long hard road to a PhD. Well, thank you, Brick Mama, because I am really this particular it's a long story, but suffice to say that this quarter for sociolinguistics, I'm hoping to write a paper related to what's going on in Scientology. And I am hoping that that paper can go on to be the paper that I either expand into my master's thesis or have as part of my cumulative project, culminating project. So I'm hoping that it can be a small 6 to 8 page paper that grows into something bigger, but we will see. We will see if I can get that done. I did get it turned on. Good. Good. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button, Jordy. I appreciate it. Looks good. You don't know what you're talking about. Don't listen to you. Okay. Tinker. Oh, you're from Atlanta? That's great. A good problem to have. I don't remember what problem it was. So, one of the things that happens to me, guys, is I got a little bit of can't remember shit going on. And so, if there's enough of a lag, I will not remember what your pronoun referent is. If you just tell me it's a great problem to have, I will forget what the it is referring to. I guarantee it. So the linguist here is saying don't use pronouns, identify your reference. But that just means don't say it as much as you can because my brain will forget and then we'll go around in circles. North Georgia is beautiful. If you were a unicorn is in Centralia where there's other people, and you probably already figured that out. You'd love to protest? Well, but if we plan a day to come down, it's only an hour and a half, so we could make a day that we plan to do it, and you guys could carpool, and then that would be really fun. If I were a unicorn, we would love it. We would love it. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate it. Yes, Pamela, I think he meant Centralia, Washington. Yeah. Good, Jay. I'm really glad. Per Scientology audit, has everybody else lost sound? Okay, good. Good. I'm not frozen. I shouldn't be frozen. Okay, guys. Everybody can hear me? Yes, Pamela, you guys should. You guys should. That's so nice that you're so close. That's really, really close for the two of you. Yes, get the signage laminated. Absolutely, Jay. We don't put our signs out when it rains. It's one of the problems. It's one of the problems we have is we need to get some good signs. So make sure your signs are laminated if you come up here. Don't get you started on spelling exactly, right? Right. You hear me? Okay. Okay. 919 likes now? You mean subs, Maddie? Can't be 919 subs. I know, Sunrise Dawn, you are the sweetest ever. And Jay is also the sweetest ever. The Upper Willamette Valley. What's that, dear? My husband disagrees with me and says you can't both be the sweetest ever. Because you can't both be the most. So he's trying to suggest I'm a poor linguistics student. I don't know about that, you guys. I don't know about that. And you'll meet him tomorrow. That's good. Oh, Maddie, that's so sweet. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Robert, sleep well, dear. It was good to see you tonight. I hope you sleep well. Kind of like that Oregon Valley girl. I think so. And Orion, okay, we'll do both. We will do both. You used to think a PhD is inevitable, but now you don't think you want to. You'll just work on master's coursework, way more fun than the self-regulation required to write a thesis. Exactly. I'm terrified to finish my master's. I've only got 4 classes left. One of them's either the culminating project or a thesis. I don't even know what I'm going to do because I'm already coming unglued. Yeah. Oh, Jay, you're the best. We all get brain fog? Good. Good. Tory rules for the chat people? What are Tory rules? Oh, yeah, to remind me of stuff. You completely understand about the brain fog? See, I already did it once. It's a master's is a lot of work. Can you use the info for the thesis, all that hard work towards your lit review for the destination? 3-ring binders are by topic or a lifesaver, group by theories. Oh, Brick Mama. What you say makes so much sense in theory. However, the applied part of this equation is just not always super functional. A case of can't remember shit. Oh, you haven't heard that before? Yeah, it's CRS disease. CRS disease. Looking good sounds good. Good. I'm 5x5. Wonderful. 919 likes. 919 subs. Thank you. Thank you. I was like 919 likes. If there's been that many people in here, I should be over 1,000 subs by now. 79 likes. Yes. In fact, if y'all are not subscribed to Brain Fog, hold on a second. This is important. If y'all aren't subscribed to Brain Fog, you need to go subscribe to her. She is in San Francisco, and she protests in San Francisco. So please go subscribe to Brain Fog in San Francisco. 919 subs. You have been writing likes, Maddie, but I gotcha. I gotcha. Brain Fog is DOA's new buddy. Indeed, Tinker Mom, she is. Finished 2 masters and got bored halfway through a 3rd. Waiting on units you can do while traveling if you continue that one. Carrie, what masters? I'm curious. Arguing with your husband on live is so cute. I wasn't arguing. He was arguing with me. And in my family, we call it sometimers. Sometimes I remember, sometimes not so much. Exactly. Isn't she amazing, Retired Red? It was Fluffer Squirrel who told me that I should subscribe to her. And so I'm really big at making sure to take Fluffer Squirrel's recommendations. So, yeah. Professional student is a nice way to be. Man with Master's Girl in the House and 2 Bobcats. You love him already? Yeah, he is. He wanted the Bobcats, indeed. You didn't get it at first, now you do? There you go, guys. Okay, you guys want the cat? It's going to take me a minute to collect the cat, so I'm going to put you on mute and stop the camera for a minute. You guys are going to have to keep the chat rolling so people know what's going on. So that's going to be the deal. You guys keep the chat rolling and I will go get the cat, okay? I can't promise the cat and the dog, but I will go get the cat and drag him out here. Be right back. Okay, guys, here is Soda Cat. That's my baby. Can you hear him purring? He is, Carrie. He's a Maine Coon cat. He's grooming my nose because apparently that needs groomed. His feet are wet. He was drinking the water with his paws again. They do that, Maine Coon cats. They drink the water with their paws sometimes. Okay, Soda. Now I'll get you the puppy. Hold on a second. That's because they're like dogs in cats' bodies. No, he's not a polydactyl. He likes his feet, he likes to play with the water, but he doesn't like the water. I mean, he thinks he likes the water. And to be fair, Red, I'm answering the questions out of order. To be fair, I can give him a bath if I need to. It is a doable thing, and I will not end up dead or cut to a billion bits. So they like water that much. How's that? How's that? This one, who doesn't want to show his face, is Orion. And Orion is a miniature dachshund, and he is almost 3 years old, I believe. Almost 3 years old. Yeah. And he's going to go now because he doesn't like being up in my lap when he's wanted, only when he's not wanted. Pets, you know? Pets. Isn't that the best, Red? I'm just amazed at Fluffer Squirrel and Z-News KC's work on that. Undergrad in Teaching Humanities and Masters in Education and Religious Ed. You teach world religions. Carrie, you are a girl after my own heart. We should get to know each other. Hope to be able to make amends in the same fashion. Unsupervised. Says the mod. Sunrise Dawn. Yes, I found him. He was closer. Yes, Meg. There have been some people who have gotten to Washington State. Sunrise Dawn, do you know who those people are? Yes, we should join Chow Yun Smut. Maybe we can hang out for a little while. Make sure and drop Chow Yun Smut's link in the chat if you haven't subscribed to her already. You certainly should. You like the cat. They are huge. He is sweet. He is very sweet, and he's got the sweetest face. Do you have Maine Coon cats, Tinker Mom? He does love to purr. You can hear him on your phone. Good. Two polydactyl kitties. Thank you, Tinker Mom. That's so cool. I've never had a polydactyl. I did have a tailless Maine Coon. We had a tailless. It wasn't necessarily a Maine Coon, but we had a Manx. But it was anyhow. That was a long time ago, isn't he? Yeah, he's a Maine Coon. He's so cute. Well, the haircut isn't the best. That's because I do the haircuts rather than taking him to the groomers because they want an arm and a left tit. Pump. You want a Maine Coons ever since you saw a huge one? Yeah, my husband loves them too. I was allergic too. They are amazing friends. I have found taking allergy pills and just exposure therapy worked for me, but I know everybody's got different levels of allergies, so don't take that as me thinking that I think that you can just take a pill and have it work, because I know that's not the thing. And besides which, getting cat, even if you're mildly allergic, getting cat in your eye always sucks. So some of your cats do that with the water. Yeah, they drink it like this. It's funny. Pause with the water. Exactly. Isn't he beautiful, Tinker? We do not have a cat water fountain. Mostly because it's a lot of upkeep and they drink fine out of their bowl. Yeah. Orion is a cutie. Jay, did you see them? That's just one. You guys, nobody has seen Scotch yet. So we have two Maine Coons. That was Soda. He's gray and white. And Scotch is a brown tabby. And Scotch has not made an appearance on SPTV. Maybe we'll make that for when I finally get monetized, we'll have Scotch make an appearance on SPTV. They love the water fountains. Yes, they do. In the old days when we had to massage tick treatment into your cat's skin, she would tear us all to shreds. Spot treatments are such a treat after that. Exactly. Yes, Sunrise Dawn, you're the grown-up in here. Yes, Mandy goes to Seattle and Laura Font goes to Seattle. Yeah. Try Wipes Clean Getaway. Help with the hair and the allergy. Yes, and there's Chow Yun Smuts. Go subscribe to Chow Yun Smut. She starts generally right around 11, you guys. You had a polycat, he had mitts. Soda's hand is as big as the palm of my hand when he stretches it out. It's so huge. It's so huge. Someone just asked who had been to the Seattle Ord. Yes. 23 toes and the other has 19. Wow. You want a robot litter box? You know what, Red? I had one. I don't know that it was worth the money. I don't know. I don't know. I had one. In fact, it's cleaned up and in the garage. I'll send it to you to try out. But then also, my cats are kind of big. So maybe that was the problem. They're not really made for cats that big. Exactly, Brick Mama. Exposure therapy, just because exposure therapy works for some people doesn't mean. Yes. Yes. Exactly, Tinker Mom. If your cats are big, there's just not a ton of room and they don't necessarily like it. And the bin that the litter goes into is only so big. And so my cats are really big, and so the bin would fill up really quickly. It's just as fast to scoop. You didn't realize you were allergic until my cat passed away, and I suddenly got better after years of feeling mediocre. Still willing to get another cat. There you go, Carrie. Exactly. Exactly. You think yours would be afraid of the robotic box? It doesn't make, Dawn, it doesn't make any noise at all until they're well out of there. CUL Blue, it was great to see you. Thanks for coming by. Thank you so much for coming by. My goodness, boys, y'all aren't boys. What was that coming out of my mouth? I think I'm tired. My goodness, guys, that was a incredible change of pace. You like Pretty Litter? That's interesting, Tinker Mom. I will write that down. What I want to find someday is litter that does not track across the floor. Yeah, you think I'm a little tired? I did not expect to need that second wind, guys, so I had not accounted for it. I was glad to see Dawn too. It came at just the right time, didn't it, Susan, with just you here? Boy, my goodness, guys, how many people? We've still got a ton of you in here. Thank you for coming back. You were supposed to go on with Kristen Melinda. Who's Kristen Melinda? Whoosh, you guys. That was a rip-roaring hour that I didn't expect. Welcome, y'all. That was a whole lot of busy all of a sudden, and I really kind of enjoyed it. I think maybe I could do with a little bit in between the two extremes, but I will say that what was I gonna say? I will say that I think it would take that the chat would get easier the more I got accustomed to it. I think so. But it's always dry, a lot less gross if you step on any of it. Yeah. It's the tracking. Yeah, absolutely, Dawn. Post whoever's link you want. It was fun, Red, wasn't it? Jay, really, man, I appreciate it. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Carrie, it was a pleasure to get to know you. Seriously, girl, if I had to do it over again, I'd probably getting my master's in chaplaincy or in social work or in therapy. So the religious studies piece really interests me. It's cool that that's what you teach. Very cool. Thanks, Red. This is Kristen Melinda. Okay, hold on. Let me get my phone. Fell down. Kristen Melinda. This is Kristen Melinda. Okay, I will look at that. I am doing the extra shift tonight, Oregon Valley girl. I don't know why you're. There it is. Wasn't showing up. So, how about a deep breath or two? What do you guys think? Do you want the 20-minute break until Chow comes on? Jay's chat. Well, Jay's a sweetie, so I expect that he has a sweet crowd. Everybody seemed awfully kind. It was a definite change of pace. And I'm doing fine, you guys. Don't worry about that change of pace. I took it in stride. Yeah, I subbed to her. It was good. We did get to meet some new peeps. Yes, I will be as well. I've been in there a few times and they've always been very, very kind. Very, very kind. So I am thinking unless you guys, okay, you need to get a new thing. Yeah, you were sweating. I hope everything was fine. I got the subscriber mode turned on, right, you guys? Off to bed, you were a unicorn. If you were a unicorn, off to bed with you. Have sleep well. Yes, I am starting to babble. Pamela, go get a few things done. I'm gonna close it up. I've got to get things done, like um getting myself into bed and getting ready to go to sleep. Getting my night meds before Cricket comes on. Good. I got it turned on. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for all the likes and subscribes. I really appreciate it. This was an extra fun night. And I was going to figure it was going to take me till the end of the week to get to do a 900 subscriber party, but now I may just put it off till 1,000. Aren't they awesome, Rad? I am really lucky. Between Sunrise Dawn and Susan and Fluffer, I've got pretty amazing mods. You have a great night too, Jay. I can't wait to see what you get up to tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful week down there. You might take a rest after a stressful yesterday. Well, if you don't remember to visit Cricket now, you can share. You can do it another night. She is lovely to watch, but it is late. It's so late that I can't make it but once or twice a week. So We appreciate you, Jay, very much. Susan is a fabulous mod. She is a fabulous mod. But all the mods are pretty good. Nighty Noodle, have a good one. This was fun, you guys. Okay. We are going to call this exactly, Sunrise Dawn. Exactly. It's 4 p.m., but running on 6 hours of sleep in 2 days. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, you better go. Go. I will see you again. It was great to meet you finally, Carrie, in person. Susan, you do a great job. You do a bang up job. You guys are always here. You're always supportive. And night, Red. Sleep well. I hope you have a good one. You guys are always here and you're always supportive. And really, to be honest, I'm small enough page that I could do without a mod. I probably could, although this would have been a little much. I couldn't do without a mod tonight, but I've been small enough that lots of times I could do without a mod. But it's so important to know you guys are going to be there when I need you. It makes a big difference. So it's hugely appreciated. You guys are a big deal. Okay, y'all. Let's my daddy always said in-laws and fish get old after 3 days, and we're close on going after 3 hours. So I will see all of y'all on the flip side. Go and check out Cricket in about 15 minutes if you can. Otherwise, catch me next time. Bye-bye.